Induction.
Oh my.
Induction. You like some induction? We got induction. Induction. Induction.
All right now.
What? Induction.
I guess that's what we're talking about today.
Induction. She catches on really quick. Hey, and welcome back to Livin La Vida Low Carb on YouTube, and we are up to episode...
What is it, 38?
38. And we want to talk about a subject that so many of you have written to us about. I mean, this is probably the one that most people have trouble with, is what do you have on induction? Induction is that first 2 weeks when you start Livin La Vida Low Carb, and you're trying to get your body into fat burning mode. And the way you do that is you reduce your carbohydrate to 20 grams a day. Now 20 grams a day sounds like, whoa, how do you do that? Doesn't sound like I'm eating very much food, but let me tell you, you can eat a lot of food with 20 grams a day. Now I remember when I was losing my weight, my first, not just 2 weeks, I stayed on induction for about 3.5 to 4 months. Of course, I was 410 pounds.
You had a lot of weight to lose.
So I had a whole lot of weight to lose. So if you're especially big, you probably want to stay on induction for longer than 2 weeks. And there's certainly nothing wrong with staying on induction for longer than 2 weeks, even if you don't have a whole lot of weight to lose. But remember, you're not doing induction for weight loss. Induction is not about weight loss. Induction is primarily about getting your body into ketosis and to start burning fat. Pure and simple. That's what induction is. So a lot of people are like, what do you eat when you start induction? And I think the best way to start is with what you can have unlimited amounts of first. Now, when I say unlimited, that doesn't mean you just sit there and gorge yourself on these foods. It just lets you know that you can have these foods. They're kind of, I guess, what Weight Watchers usually calls free foods or whatever. These are the foods that have 0 carbs, for the most part, and you can have as much of them to satiety until your hunger goes away that you'd like. Obviously, all meats pretty much. Beef, pork, ham, bacon, lamb, veal, other meats, even processed meats, you want to have those in minimum quantities, but also be very careful, hot dogs and sausages and processed meats like that, because sometimes those wascally wabbit manufacturers will throw in some sugar. Now, how dare they put sugar in our meats? But I actually did that when I was losing weight in 2004. I bought a package of some wonderful 1 gram carb of hot dogs. I think it was like Oscar Mayer or something. And so the next time I went and bought hot dogs,
You just automatically assumed that they all had 1 carb.
I did, and I thought they all had 1 gram of carb. I pick up a package, you know, nonchalant, just pick it up, stick it in there, went home, looked at the package and went, holy crap, that's 8 grams of carb for 1 hot dog. I was so mad. Threw that stupid 99-cent package of hot dogs away and grumbled all day long. But, so you have to be careful with some meats. Now, other meats you can have are poultry, of course, chicken, turkey, duck, or any...
Get the fish in there.
Fowl. Yeah, fish is next. We're having fish and shellfish, pretty much any fish. I personally love salmon.
That's good.
Christine likes... You see, I didn't call you this one. Christine likes tuna.
I do.
So you can have tuna, salmon, catfish, bass, trout, shrimp, scallops, crab, lobster. All of that is acceptable on induction in unlimited amounts. And then finally you have eggs. And when we say eggs, we don't mean those egg beaters. You want the cholesterol. You want the fat. Eat real eggs.
Cook them in butter.
And slather them in butter. I mean, I actually had a gentleman call me today and he said, "Oh, I saw how you cook your eggs and all that butter, and that just freaks me out." I'm like, don't be afraid of fat, because when you start on induction, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you remove the carbohydrate from your diet, you have to replace it with fat, because fat becomes your fuel, as we have mentioned in previous YouTube videos. And you don't want to do low carb and low fat, because you'll be sluggish. Yeah, you'll lose some weight, but you'll be sluggish, you'll start having some health issues, and you don't want that to happen. Alright, so those are the foods that you can have unlimited amounts of when you start induction. What about foods that you should eat every day, but in some limited quantities? What are those?
Your veggies.
Yes, vegetables.
Non-starchy.
Non-starchy vegetables, and let's classify them. The first group of non-starchy vegetables, things like cauliflower and broccoli and squash and peppers and those kinds of things, you want 1 cup a day. You don't want any more than 1 cup. 1 cup a day. Okay? And then the other kind are the green leafy vegetables. I love baby spinach. I could eat spinach till it comes out of my ears, and no, I'm not Popeye the Sailor Man.
Uncooked, he likes.
Uncooked, yes. Nice and raw spinach. It's the best organic, especially spinach is awesome, baby, with a little ranch dressing on top. Damn, baby. And so you want 2 cups of the green leafy vegetables. So you got that, unlimited meats, and 1 cup of non-starchy vegetables, 2 cups of green leafy vegetables, okay? Then the other thing you want to do every single day, and this may sound kind of weird to you, especially if you've kind of followed a low-fat diet before, but you need to have 3 broths of chicken broth. Get a little bouillon cube, or you can do a beef bouillon cube. Put it in some water, stir it up, and drink the broth. Now you might think, well, what's that all about? Dr. Mary C. Vernon actually came up with this. She found that a lot of her patients were not getting enough balance with their electrolytes, and this helped bring back the balance. So don't be afraid of that unless your doctor says you don't need to be eating salt for whatever reason. You really should be doing the bouillon. Okay? Now, other foods that are acceptable on induction that you should eat also in limited quantities are cheese, and that's one of the things that Mike Eads and Dr. Richard Feynman have both said. If you eat too much cheese, that could be a culprit in some weight gain. So you want to be careful and limit your cheese intake to 4 ounces, no more than 4 ounces a day. Now, nuts you would think are pretty good, and some people can get away with eating like macadamia nuts and almonds and things like that early on, but you might want to, during that interim period, that 2-week period of induction, to not eat any nuts at all. Nuts become an invaluable part of your later part of your low-carb lifestyle, but not during induction.
It's just so easy to snack on them.
They are. You could overeat on them, and the carbs would definitely add up quickly. You can have up to 6 olives a day. You can have a half of an avocado a day. You can have up to 3 teaspoons full of lemon or lime juice if you like that in your tea or soda. You can have up to 4 tablespoons of cream, heavy whipping cream a day. That also includes sour cream, but not half and half, because half and half has milk in it, and that's lactose. You can have soy sauce, Kikkoman brand is best, mayonnaise, 4 tablespoons a day, and 1 serving of pickle. We're going to get back into this a little bit more and talk about some of the other aspects of induction in a future video, but we wanted to introduce you who were asking about induction and what you can eat today, and hopefully you've learned something. So that's all the time we have for Livin' La Vida Low Carb on YouTube, episode 38. Come back next time and we'll have more about induction. See ya!
Bye.